Okay, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of College and Career Pathways, where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. we provide you with information on various colleges and universities, financial aid resources, training schools, technical programs, skilled trade professions, employment opportunities, career readiness skills, and career exploration, all designed to help you make the best career decisions possible. I'm Tony Curitan, your host, and today we will be speaking with the good people from Davenport University. They're going to talk about all of their wonderful programs. Candace, welcome. So glad to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see the presentation. Let me know at any point if you can't see it so I can go through. I am on a dual screen, so I'll be able to kind of see both. So you should be good to go. I do have a link here, the davenport.edu/GoDU. So that is our link that we use. It's a virtual kind of like information card. So it's how we use sign in. So if you are interested in getting more information from Davenport, that is the link that we have people fill out. So I'm going to kind of get going here with my presentation. And just to give you an overview of what I'm going to talk about, we go over College 101. So this is going through kind of what to expect from college, and then we go over college life to what to expect when you get here, and then we go over next steps, like what do you need to do to attend Davenport University. So the first step that I'm going to talk about is early college credit. So at Davenport, we really encourage getting credit before coming to college. It's a great way to save money, first and foremost, and it's also a great opportunity to kind of really feel prepared when you start college, is really taking part in some of these early college credit opportunities. So we have 5 ways to earn credit at Davenport before you even start. So the first one is articulation through high school. We have a lot of partnerships through high schools, so we can always go through what that looks like for you. But a really common one that we see for students at all colleges is AP classes. So AP classes are a great way. They're a little bit more challenging than a normal high school class. They kind of get you in that mindset of a more involved curriculum. So we encourage students to take AP classes. We no longer require the AP test at Davenport. So we don't require that you take the test. If you do, then we encourage a score of a 3 or better. But as long as you have a B in the class, so in college, like a 3.0 or a B or better in the AP class, and we give you credit for that course. So we don't require the test again. Just because we want to give you the credit for all the hard work that you did in the class over the year or the semester that you took the AP class. We also have assessment testing at Davenport. We do free math and English placement testing, as well as we have other tests. If you have some background experience in other courses, you can definitely test out of them. Another really good early college credit that you can do to actually take classes while you are in high school. So if you are a junior, you still have an option to do this. And even if you're a senior, you have an option to do this over the summer. But dual enrollment courses through any college is great. We offer several at Davenport, but you can take them really anywhere to get this college credit. We require a B or better in the class to get it to count towards our degree. But all of these options are really great ways for you to either just save money in general, or even if you want to graduate early. We have actually had a couple of students who have graduated in 2 years with a bachelor's degree because they're bringing in so many credits because they plan so far ahead. But a lot of students bring in 2 or 3 of these classes just to lighten their first year. So they take less classes just to, kind of ease into college, or they decide they want to go full force and graduate early, whatever works best for you. But we can kind of talk about what that plan looks like for you if we meet with you one-on-one. So the next step that I want to talk about is kind of affording college, how to pay for college. I feel like this is something that students are have the most stress and anxiety about. How am I going to pay for it? I hear about all of these different loans and people complaining about loans. Like, what am I going to do when I get to college? How am I going to afford it? Because the sticker price at a university can seem really, really daunting. But there are several things that you can do now to prepare yourself for when you have to pay for college. So and the first one is obviously scholarships. I'll go over what Davenport scholarships look like, but you can actually start applying for scholarships when you are in kindergarten, like way before your senior year. Most students wait until their senior year, and that's when I encourage students. But the biggest regret every single person has on my team is that they did not apply for enough scholarships. You can ask anyone on my team, and that's what they'll tell you is their biggest regret for college is not applying to enough. And the personal story that I have is I actually got my entire senior year paid for in scholarships. And if I just put in that work before that year, I probably could have saved a lot more money while I was there, because scholarships is free money. It's money you don't have to pay back overall, which is, I mean, free money is great money, right? Who doesn't want free money? And grants function the same way. So grant money, it's also money you don't have to pay back. It's through filling out your FAFSA in October of your senior year. And we can go over kind of what grants are out there, but there are so many grants available to students, and that is through the FAFSA. And there's also grants available similar to scholarships that you can apply for that we have through our university. And then something unique to Davenport, it's not only Davenport, but it's not as common, as we do offer discounts to our students as well. So going through our merit-based scholarships. So on the left-hand side of this screen, we have our merit-based scholarships, which are scholarships that are automatically applied to a student's profile as long as they meet the qualifications for that scholarship. So if a student has a 3.2, for example, they will automatically get a $6,500 scholarship for each year that they are here for up to 4 years, as long as they stay off academic probation. So as long as they maintain a 2.0 or higher, they will keep that scholarship for every single year while they're at Davenport. It's not just a first year scholarship, it's for every single year. So these are automatically applied once we get your official high school GPA, and you can move up. So we typically get transcripts at the end of junior year, or before their 7th semester, so before the January or February of your senior year. So if you do bump up to the next one, we'll always move you up. But we will never move you back down. So say, for example, you are at a 3.02 and, senioritis kicks in and you get like a 2.9 your final semester and it bumps you down to a 2.99. We'll never drop you down. Whatever we award will be awarded, but we will move up if you do let us know that your GPA has increased. We have several competitive scholarships as well. So all of these scholarships are, they're full tuition. So they basically cover all of tuition and fees, which is really great. The Gerald R. Ford Memorial Scholarship also covers housing for students. So that is a little bit different. The Martin Luther King and the Si Se Puede scholarships are scholarships that don't require a specific GPA. They are essay based, and they are they basically have students talk about the legacy of both of these individuals and how that they are going to kind of take that example and bring it to the Davenport culture while they are here on campus. The Gerald R. Ford Memorial Scholarship was built because Gerald R. Ford was actually a football coach here at Davenport way back in the day. So he put up a scholarship for our students, and his essay requires them to talk about leadership, and which is really awesome. Those students who are applying to Gerald R. Ford do need to have a 3.9 GPA. So all of these are opportunities just through Davenport. But like I said, there's thousands and thousands of scholarships out there for students. Like you can apply to a scholarship every single day and still have way more, way many, like a lot more that you can apply for. So I usually encourage my seniors to apply to a scholarship once a week as a minimum is my encouragement. But you can never apply to too many is what I like to say, because we'll accept any scholarship, and it's best to start local, right? So starting in your hometown, starting at your local church, if you're part of a community, anything like that, that you can start out local and then go bigger is my encouragement. So next I want to talk a little bit about what we offer at Davenport in terms of degrees, what kind of makes us stand out in terms of programs. So we have 5 colleges at this university. So our university is made up of colleges, and they all focus on different areas. So we have the College of Business, College of Technology, College of Health Professions, Arts and Sciences, and Urban Education. So all of these colleges do have online and in-seat options. We are going to be in-seat in the fall. We have been in-seat this whole entire time unless there's been a state shutdown. So we will always offer in-seat unless it's a state mandatory requirement that we can't, but we do have the option for online classes. We've offered online classes for over 20 years now. So we are really well versed in that online classroom setting. And if you feel more comfortable with that, we encourage you to do whatever you're more comfortable with. So our College of Business is our biggest college. It's what we're known for. Over 50% of our students are in this college, and we have undergraduate degrees, associate's degrees, and certifications. So that does make us stand out a little bit differently than other universities, because we do offer associate's degrees and certifications that align directly with our bachelor's degrees. All of our bachelor's degrees are 120 credits. We're an accredited institution, so that's a requirement. So it takes 4 years if you take 15 credit hours a semester. And all of these have the same admissions requirement. So something that I see a lot is students asking, do I need to apply to the College of Business? With your application to Davenport, you are automatically applying to the College of Business. So if you're accepted into this program, you are accepted into the College of Business, and you do not need to apply again to that program. So it is something that makes us different than several of the other colleges that at least are here locally in Grand Rapids. So with these programs, I do want to point out our accounting program is a job placement guarantee. I'll be saying that a lot over the course of these programs. So what that means to students is if they pursue this degree, if they graduate with this degree in accounting, they're guaranteed a job within their field within 6 months of graduation. If for some reason they don't get a job in their field, we pay for extra courses. So that could be a certificate, that could be some master level courses, just to make them more marketable. We don't have to ever do this, but that is something that we do promise our students in this accounting degree and other degrees that I will highlight while I go through our programs. So it's a really great option for students who really want to be career focused. All of our degrees are career focused. We don't have a general education program. We have the requirements to be accredited, so like English and math, but in your first year, you automatically get to take classes in your field, and more than 75% of your degree is going to be in your field directly relating to your career of choice. So we are a career institution. If you are interested in seeing what that 4-year plan looks like, you can always reach out to me or anyone on my team, and we'd love to show you kind of what that looks like. But we are a career-focused institution. So I'm going to move on to the next college. So our College of Technology, the job placement guarantee programs are those top 3. So computer information systems, computer science, and cyber defense. All 3 of those are job placement guarantee programs, which is really great. We're hoping to add more. The technology is growing. It's a super marketable field just to be in the technology, because everything's changing. One thing that I really like to highlight with our College of Tech is the buildable program. So starting out with a certificate degree, since technology, the field of technology needs so many people, they hire students with minimal experience just for those entry-level positions, especially in positions like programming. So what we encourage students to do, if they're like, well, I want a job right away, we encourage them to start with our computer information systems certificate and then get a job in the field and then continue into their associate's degree or bachelor's degree. And they can often get help from their employer to pay for college. So it's a really great opportunity for students. And we see a lot of our students do that to help with the cost of college. But if you want to go the traditional route and have the traditional college experience, you can jump right into a bachelor's degree. If you want, they're buildable, so they are 100% overlap. You don't add any time by starting with a certificate and then moving on to an associate's degree and then a bachelor's degree. So we have a lot of opportunities here with our College of Technology. And again, you're getting right into College of Tech. You're taking your first programming class that first semester right away. So you don't have to worry about waiting until, your junior year to figure out if this is the correct career path for you. Our other main college is our College of Health Professions. We have a really competitive nursing program. That's the one that I want to highlight on this slide. It is the one that most health students apply for. It is very competitive. We require at least a 3.0 to apply for our nursing programs here at our Grand Rapids campus. We do have an LPN program over on the east side of the state that students can apply for that they don't need a 3.0 because it's a certificate program. It's not on this site on this page just because we don't offer it at our Grand Rapids campus, which is our main campus, but that is an option for students who want that. But usually we encourage students who want that hands-on, but maybe might not be ready for the academic rigor of nursing to go into medical assisting. So medical assisting is still hands-on. You're still going to be working with patients, but it doesn't have that 3.0 requirement for application, and it's not a competitive entry program. So it gives you that experience before you can apply for nursing later after you finish your associate's degree. We also have other health professional programs if you're thinking you want to help people, but maybe not touch patients. I help people every day, but I don't touch people as part of my job. I get to just, wave, say hi. So if you're thinking, yeah, I really want to help people, I want to work in the health field, but I really don't like blood and I really don't want to, work in that capacity, there's definitely other options for you in terms of working in the health field. And if you like the idea of several of the degrees I've offered so far, if you're like, well, I really like business, but I also like health, or I really like technology, but I also like health or business and technology, or however it may, fall, we have a lot of degrees that overlap. So for example, our health information management degree has a lot of tech built into it. It is kind of really built off coding, medical billing and coding and things like that. So there are ways to kind of overlap your interests if you are kind of, deciding between the two. You don't necessarily have to. And we can kind of go through what are your skills and interests and find a degree that fits maybe what you're looking for. I have a couple more colleges I want to point out. So our College of Arts and Sciences is one of our newer colleges here, and the program I really want to focus on this slide is our Biological Lab Sciences program. This one was built specifically for students who are thinking they want to go into med school or maybe even go into becoming a physician assistant or an athletic trainer, or something along the lines of needing a postgraduate degree. So needing either a master's or a doctoral level degree to do that kind of post-secondary education. So I have a lot of students who come to me and they're like, yeah, I want to be an occupational therapist. And occupational therapy is a master's degree required type of job. And students in high school don't know that sometimes. And so we talk to them about what to get your bachelor's degree in first before you apply to OT programs or, PT programs, or even athletic training just became a master's degree required program. And students, we don't need you to know that. We can tell you that when you come meet with us. If you're like, I want to be an athletic trainer, I'm like, great, let's talk you through how you get to that point. So our Biological Lab Sciences program is built specifically for these types of students. But what's really great about it is something that happens is all of these OT programs, PT programs are really competitive, and sometimes you don't get in the first time. So this biological lab sciences program is built for you to have a job right after with your bachelor's degree, working in a lab, doing research right away. So if you don't get in your first time to a PT school, an OT school, or whatever postgraduate degree you want, you do have a job. So you're not waiting, trying to figure out, what to do, or doing a job that you don't like. You can find a job in that field right after graduation to get you to that point and get you that experience. So we really framed it that way. Since we are a career college, we want all of our students to be able to get a job in that field with their bachelor's degree. So we also have a social work degree. It's a partnership with Kuiper College, which is, it's probably a 15-minute drive from Davenport's campus. It's a small private college as well. So we do partner with them, but with that degree, you actually get 2 bachelor's degrees in 4 years, which is pretty great. It's the same amount of credits as any other degree here, but you actually get 2 bachelor's degrees, which is awesome. Because it's such a particular program, I like to talk to students one-on-one on what it looks like, but it is completely split down the middle, half and half at both colleges, Kuiper and Davenport. So a pretty unique program. And then I did mention, before I go to this next slide, I did mention the College of Urban Education. We do have that program. Education is a master's degree program. So it is a master's degree that we offer. So if you're interested in education, we can talk about what to do as an undergraduate student in any of these other pathways before you apply to that urban education program that we do have. But as an incoming freshman, you would not be able to pursue that program. So that's why it's not listed in this presentation. All right, so here on campus, just to tell you a little bit about Davenport, we are a very small school. So we have about 7,000 students total, but only about 3,500 on the Grand Rapids campus. So we have campuses all over the state of Michigan. We have a Lansing campus that is our second biggest campus. We have Detroit, Warren, Traverse City, and Kalamazoo. And then we have a completely online program as well. So if students want to go completely online, they're considered part of our global campus. But here on campus, we're a big family, even though we're a small campus. So students really get to know each other really well. Our average class size is about 17 students. And we have about 800 students living on campus, even though about 3,500 students attend this campus. So a lot of upperclassmen choose to live in downtown Grand Rapids and commute, since parking is free. They like to commute they get there in an apartment with their friends after their first year. So most of the students living on campus are in their first year here at Davenport. So we do a lot of basically team building. So we're a huge team here at Davenport. We do a lot of get to know you events at the beginning of the year. You basically get to create your own family here on campus. So we do a lot of really big, what we call campus traditions. So we have Panther Prowl in the fall. We have our 30 Thursdays, which is every Thursday we have a new themed event here on campus. We have all of our RAs put on these really awesome events. Just a couple weeks ago, they did one where the RA taught all the students how to change a tire if they get a flat tire, which is really cool. I had never been taught how to do that. I just, would call insurance, I guess, if I got in that situation, but it was something really cool that they did. They also do some other fun things, like they go to Craig's Cruisers and play laser tag, and they've gone to Red Wings games and Griffins games, and even a Tigers game. They do like Chicago trips together. So basically you build this family while you're here at Davenport, which is really cool. You don't get lost in the crowd. Everyone knows who you are. Your teachers are going to know your name. They're going to know what your aspirations are. They're pretty awesome, and you're going to see people here on campus and get to really know them and not just walk by them and never see them again, which is pretty cool. And just because we're small doesn't mean that all of our students are from the same place. We have actually a really diverse student body. Students are coming from all over the country. They are drawn here for not only our programs, but our athletics as well. And so we have a really diverse population here on campus in terms of where students are coming from. So even though we have a small population, there's just a lot of different stories you can hear about when you come to campus, which is pretty cool. Another really big thing that I like to highlight is we're really big on volunteering here at Davenport. All of our athletes are required to volunteer, but it's something a lot of our student organizations are volunteer based. We like to give back to the community. Our accounting students do free taxes every year for our community. That's a really big one that we do. We have free legal consulting for our legal studies students as well. They do free legal consulting. And then just like Habitat for Humanity and Kids Food Basket, just giving back to our community here is something that we're really, really proud of, and something that we really push with our students, and something we really value as Davenport Panthers. All right, so switching over, I know I just mentioned athletics. We have 42 athletic teams here. 22 of them are varsity, 11 are non-varsity, and 7 are spirit teams. And with those, you get free entrance to all of the games. We are NCAA for our varsity sports, so we do have a pretty big following in terms, at least, of our big sports. I mean, basketball, football, baseball, they're all in there. And they have a lot of spectators that typically come. We just got the go ahead to let spectators come to our athletic events starting this week. So I'm really excited that that's getting back up and rolling. All of our teams are actually competing this semester. So it's been a really crazy, busy year in terms of athletics with COVID, but all of our teams are currently playing during this semester. Even our football team is playing. So if you want to check them out, they do travel, but we have a brand new stadium. It's huge and it's beautiful. And a lot of our students will go do that on Saturdays. They'll hang out, go to the games, support the teams. And we have we have tailgating and stuff you can do beforehand as students in the parking lot, and just, hang out, have a good time, and really just support your peers. So we do, since we have really big athletics, they win a lot of competitions. We do get a lot of athletes who come from all over the country, even all over the world, just to compete. So it is a good kind of support team to be part of, and just, even if you're not an athlete, to go out and support your other Panthers here while you're here at Davenport. All right, so if you do come to Davenport as a freshman, again, I said most of the students living on campus are freshmen. This is what the freshman residence halls look like. And I know it's kind of a grainy photo, but it's the one that we have that shows the layout of this space. So you get your own room living on campus as a freshman. The rooms are kind of shown here. So you share a common living space with 3 other students, and you share a bathroom with 1 other student. So there's bathrooms on both ends, and you share it with whichever end you're on. But I'm sure if you needed to use the bathroom and someone was using the one that you typically use, then you could just go use the other one. So common living area, all the furniture that you see in here, so the beds, the desks, there's actually dressers as well, all come with this space. The couch, the table and chairs, all come with this space. So students don't really need to bring anything except for clothes to campus. And what's really cool about these spaces is that the dining hall is in the same building. So you get an unlimited meal plan if you live on campus, and you can just run downstairs and go in and out as many times as you want. So if you just want to grab a late night snack, or grab breakfast in the morning on your way to class, or grab a coffee, you'll get really close to coffee or tea while you're in college. If you want to just go grab one downstairs, you can go in and out as many times as you want just to grab food. So they don't have kitchens in them, but they do come with a microwave and a mini fridge. So if you need to heat something up, you can. Or if you prefer to drink iced coffee and want one of those cold brew coffee makers in your fridge, you can do that. Whatever makes you feel more comfortable on campus. But all of our students who live on campus live in the same that are freshmen live in the same residence hall. It's called South Hall. So you really get close to all the other students. Our residence hall is co-ed. These spaces of the image I'm showing you, they are gender specific. So whichever gender you identify as, you'll be with those same students in this quad, but the hallways are all co-ed. And if you wanted to live on campus, we do have a virtual tour, but I'd encourage you to come to campus, and we'd love to show you. We have a showroom that's decorated with everything from Five Below. So it's all affordable things in the space, and we can kind of show you what students do. We had our student ambassadors decorate them for us. So it's a pretty cute space if you wanted to come see them in person. All right, So like I said, we'd love to have you come to campus. These are just some photos of our campus. You know, pretty easy. This is our new football field. On the right-hand side, you can kind of see our baseball fields in the back. It's through our athletic complex, which is right off campus. This is the one thing that we don't go over on our tours. We do walk and talks, which is our tours on Tuesdays and Fridays, but we don't actually tour the athletic complex because it is a mile away from our main campus. We have a shuttle that takes students there, so you don't need a vehicle to get over there to watch sports, but it isn't walking distance from our main campus. So we don't include that as part of our tour. On the left-hand side, this is a recent picture of our campus. You can see almost all the buildings except for the business building, which is brand new, which was on that business slide. That's kind of where this picture was taken from. But the South Hall residence hall is right to the left. The main academic building where the College of Health and Technology is to the right, and then the other two buildings on campus that kind of look like one building because they look identical, those are the upperclassmen residence halls. So it is less than a 5-minute walk to class from wherever you are on campus. You can park wherever you want. We don't have like faculty parking close to the buildings. Anyone can park anywhere. So if you want to just pull up to where your class is, you can, or if you're staying on campus, you just walk right across the street and there's your class. So you don't have to trudge through the snow to get to class in the middle of winter. All right, so I do want to talk a little bit about your support team at Davenport. We really value one-to-one service. So what that means is we want to get to know you as a person. If you apply, you'll get an admissions rep as part of my team. So I'm the admissions manager. My team is made up of 6 admissions reps, and they all just want to get to know you. So your admissions representative is where you start. When you apply, they'll reach out to you, they'll introduce themselves, and they just want to hear about, what are your goals? Once you get admitted and you're ready to schedule classes, they will hand you off personally to your academic advisor. So you don't have to try to figure out who your advisor is. Your admissions rep will let you know who it is. They'll introduce you at orientation and they'll be like, hey, this person's here to help you get to graduation. And your advisor really listens to you. Do you want to graduate in 4 years, or do you want to graduate in 5 and take less credits this semester? Do you want to go part-time? Do you want to go online? Do you want to do a hybrid of classes? Do some online, some in seat? Do you only want classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays? They'll actually listen to you and really hear you out and help you get towards graduation, whatever that looks like for you, because each student is different. It's not always like, I want to graduate in 4 years, take 15 credits, no summers, which would be great, but that's not everyone's plan. So we really listen to you and really get to know you. And each academic advisor is specific to that degree program. So if you are a nursing student, I can tell you, you're going to get Gloria. She does all the nursing students. So she's really great. And she's going to make sure that you graduate with that degree in the correct order and make sure everything is good to go. So it's not something you have to figure out on your own. If you want to schedule on your own, that's great, you can, but your advisor will be there double checking, making sure that you can graduate in whatever timeline you said that you wanted to. We do have financial aid counselors here that will work with you one-on-one as well. So if you want to set up an appointment with them, you just let your admissions rep know. So you can kind of view as your admissions rep as kind of like your personal consultant, or like you're just your administrative assistant. They're there to just help you out, whatever you need. So if you want to meet with financial aid, you're more than welcome to reach out with that to them individually, but we can set you up with someone to do either a virtual appointment, an in-seat appointment, and they can help you through the whole entire FAFSA from start to finish. Or if you just want to know, like, hey, I'm taking out loans, what does that mean for me? What does that look like? Like, taking out loans can be really scary, but our financial aid counselors can really walk you through what it actually looks like for you during college and post-college. So if you just need something to reassure you, that's what they're there for. And they're also there to help you if you're like, yeah, I really want to apply to scholarships. Where should I look? You can even meet with them about that. Our professors here, like I said earlier, it's a small class, so about 17 students. They are all required to have experience in the field. So they're not just educators, they have experience in the workforce. So one, they're great to just learn from, but also they're a great connection after graduation for jobs. A lot of them are currently working in the field and teaching 1 or 2 classes just because they want to educate. So they're really great resources for you after graduation. The professors also do a lot of research and a lot of projects that they will help you, that they'll let you be a part of, which is really great for your resume. So if you're like, yeah, I really want to help out with this, research on genetics, we have a faculty member who's doing that right now with a few of our students. So she had our students apply to her open positions for research, and they get to put that on their resume, and they're actually going to present it at a virtual conference this semester, which is really a really great opportunity for you to get your name out there and get your name on research. When I was an undergrad, I did research about hockey players and their birthdays, which I have no interest in as a student, like, to be honest with you. Hockey is great, but I don't play. But I get to put that on my resume because it's published work, which is really awesome. Even though I was just the assistant, my name is in this research, which is just so cool, and just a great thing to be able to put on a resume for employers, and just to make you stand out from other people who have a similar degree than you. The last thing I want to point out on this slide is career services. Career services here are lifelong. So what that means is you can use them to find a part-time job once you're admitted. If you're like, yeah, I want to work in the summer, or I want to work during school, I need a part-time job. It doesn't even have to be in your field. They'll help you build a resume. They'll help you look for jobs. They'll help you just with interview skills. If you've never had to do an interview before, it can be so scary, especially like, I don't know what to even wear to a virtual interview. If they're only going to see me from here up, what do I even wear? They can help you with that. They even did this really awesome training on presenting virtually. Like, how do you present if you have to present in an interview, like I'm doing right now? They did a really great job with that. So being lifelong, they're also post-graduation. So yes, career services at any college is going to help you get a job after graduation. That's what they're built for. But we know that you're not going to stick with one job for your whole entire life. If you do, great, but the likelihood of you doing that is not. You want to move up. Even if you stay at the same place, you might want a promotion, and you have to apply for those promotions sometimes. So we will help you 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, whenever you get to that point where you're like, yes, I need help with interviews, a resume, or even just looking for a job because you're like, you know what, it's time for me to move up. It's time for me to be management. It's time for me to or maybe even switch careers. You're like, you know what, I've been working for a nonprofit. I've loved what I'm doing, but there's this job at this company over here, and I really want to apply. How can I make my experience apply to this job? And they'll help you. They'll sit down with you one-on-one, just like all the rest of us do, one-on-one, really get to know what your goals are and help you through that process. So I really like to highlight that because that is a little bit different than other colleges. Every college has a career services, but I think ours stand out specifically in that way. All right, so this is one of my last slides here. I know you've been sticking with me for a while, so I'm almost done talking at you, but I wanted to highlight the next steps. So our application is free if you do it through our website. You can also go to Common App. We're part of Common App if that's part of what you want to do. But if you go to our website at davenport.edu/apply, it's free. And fun fact, there's no essay requirement. So it's a really quick application. It takes less than 10 minutes, really easy. We also require students to send transcripts. For this year, for the seniors this year, we are not requiring test scores, but we do plan on requiring test scores for students who will be applying for fall 2022. So keep that in mind. That's why it's still on this slide. And then filing a FAFSA. So if you have already filled out a FAFSA, just adding Davenport. If you are going to do that next October, if you're junior or if you're preparing for that year, then that's our code on there, but you can also just search Davenport University. We're the one and only, so we're not going to get confused with another one in a different state or anything. I do have the high school admissions email here. When I pop out of this presentation, I will put my personal email in the chat. So if you wanted to email me directly, I'd love to help you out and get you either do a one-on-one video chat with you or connect you with someone on my team if my calendar doesn't allow for our meeting, or meet with you in person. But we do have a high school admissions email that is run by our students. So we do have student ambassadors who are there. If you have questions about what it's like to be a student, that's a great way to get in touch with them. But otherwise, all of my team members have personal emails. It's the email they give you is the email I use to get in contact with them, and I'm their boss, so they better be checking their emails. And usually my rule is that they need to get back to you within 24 hours. So you're not gonna have to wait 2 weeks to hear from us. Again, very much about personalized attention. We want to just make you a priority because this is a big decision in your life, and we want to be able to make sure that we're there for every step of the way. We're not going to leave you hanging. So that is, I have this one last slide, my one more thing, and it's just a fun little quote I like to hang off on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I can go back to any of the slides if you want me to, but I'm going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to put in the chat my email, and just kind of leave it open for you if you want to put questions in the chat, or if you want to take off your mic and ask questions, whatever works for you.
Candace, what is the tuition cost at Davenport?
Yeah, so we can go over that. So technically the sticker price with fees and everything like that included for 15 credits a semester, so 30 credits a year, is $25,050 is the cost this year. Mm-hmm. None of our students pay that because minimally they're going to get a $5,000 scholarship. And we usually go through one-on-one with students about affordability. So, you know, what does FAFSA take off, and even taking 12 credits a semester. So if they do get that $5,000 scholarship for that $25,000 sticker price, they could take that down to I think it's $19,220 if they take 12 credit hours a semester, and they'd still get that $5,000 scholarship. And then we can look at what financially it looks like after that.
Okay, good deal. And what is the grade point average admission?
So we require a 2.0 for admission.
Okay.
Our grade point average for the students admitted this year has been around a 3.2, but we only require a 2.0 for admittance this year. You typically require the SAT and the ACT, but this year we're not. So we're only looking for that 2.0.
Okay, good deal. And then lastly, what I want to know, you had made the statement that if you come out of the accounting program or the information technology program, you are guaranteed a job. Now, of course, the student has to interview and present well to be offered the position, but did you mean from the perspective of you have partnerships and relationships with various companies that will automatically interview and hire in Davenport graduates, or did you mean that through career services, they will research possible positions that may be open?
Yeah, so a couple things that you've mentioned there have accuracy. So with that 6-month graduation, they are applying to the jobs themselves. We don't have like standing positions open in these fields. We do have partnerships, however, with a lot of local companies that do come. We have a huge job fair of 200 employers who come interview our students. This year it's virtual, but typically it's in our student activity center. So we invite them to come, and it's dressed professional to get into the building. So we don't have students walking around in pajamas in the building. So we make sure it's professional, and we help them with their resumes and stuff if they do sign up for that event, but they are getting it themselves. You mentioned interview skills and presenting. All of our students are required to take a presentation technique course that is specific to their degree, and that is in their first year. So they are required to do that as part of their education here. And the reason we do require that class is because being able to speak about yourself is so important. And students often do struggle with selling themselves, which is what you're doing in an interview. So we have that built into all of our degrees. It's a required course for every single one of our degrees, no matter which field the students are required to take, so they can really learn those presentation skills, and interview skills kind of go along with that.
Good deal, good deal. Do you guys have any questions that you want to ask Candace?
Sorry, it takes me a minute to get to the mic. I don't have any questions. I thought it was a very informative presentation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, Gwen. And thank you, Amy, for hanging in there through the whole entire presentation. I see your chat. And if you guys have any questions or need anything, you can just, send me an email directly. I mean, sometimes it takes a minute to digest everything I just threw at you. So if you need a minute, you can just send me an email. If you think of anything, I'm always available.
Good deal. Again, thank you so much for your time, Candace. It was indeed a great presentation, a lot of very helpful information. You guys have a great program, and thank you guys for joining, and everybody have a great day and a great weekend.
Yes, enjoy the weather. It's supposed to be
Absolutely.
it's supposed to be nice, at least tomorrow. So, all right.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you.